There is a huge cautionary tale attached to Ronda Rousey's shocking knockout loss to Holly Holm, and it's something that I saw coming. Firstly, let me say Ronda Rousey is a breakout star who has done wonders for the UFC. She was a good champion and I give her all the respect in the world for what she's done. Hopefully she'll return back on track. However, I have to say I felt she was being seduced down a slippery slope and it ended up kicking her right in the head. She was solid, but she was being overhyped and pumped ridiculously, and with that came an entitled arrogance that wasn't going to play out very well.
I think I could beat every girl in my division with one hand.
Kind of like a female Terminator that, is relentless and feels no mercy, feels no pain.
She's the Michael Jordan of her sport.
I would say Ronda Rousey has definitely rewritten the book on what a fighter looks like.
Rousey is genuinely good, but this happens a lot and I thought the media was setting up to use her a little bit. Put her on a little bit of a faster track to stardom and prestige. And then she bit the bait of some of what they wanted her to do. And she did them a little too early and it came back to get her. Things were moving very fast and I felt something on its way. I actually mentioned it in a previous vlog right here on this channel. And now, here it is. Firstly, she won an ESPY and was named Best Female Athlete for 2015, which she probably shouldn't have gotten. It probably should have gone to Serena Williams. Serena was a head and shoulders above the rest standout in a very difficult, internationally acclaimed and followed sport. A sport that is difficult to dominate the way Serena has, and comparatively, Serena was out front. Some people contested the ESPY and mentioned that, but most just went with it. Rousey was new, and why not reward a fresher face? Ronda did make a splash. Besides, when there is a poster girl agenda, there is very little to stop it. She was also awarded the ESPY for Best Fighter of the Year, beating out Floyd Mayweather in Floyd's supposed retirement year. I smell hate, but it was what it was. And Floyd already won many ESPYs, so why not hand it over to Ronda? Congratulations to her. But there was something strange and not right. There was an unnecessary twisting of the knife. She was given all this prestige and handouts, but was not being the least bit gracious about it. And whenever she was speaking, she kept injecting Floyd Mayweather into her interviews, and I couldn't understand why she kept doing that.
I can't help but really say that I wonder how Floyd feels being beat by a woman for once. Wow. I'd like to see her pretend to not know who I am now.
Wow.
Ronda Rousey, thank you so much. Enjoy your night.
Or in an MMA fight, not only would she beat him, she would hurt him badly. Okay? That's what I said.
And you beat out Floyd Mayweather, and you had some the choice words for Floyd afterwards that I'm sure you heard that your quotes got heard. What did you say again to Floyd Mayweather?
I said
something to the effect of
something to the fact that I now he knows how it feels to have a woman beat him for once.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
She beat him for Best Fighter of the Year, not because she actually beat him at anything, but because the corporate powers gave her the award, and she decided to keep throwing it in his face. Be happy with your achievement and keep it moving. From one champion of a different gender and fighting discipline to another, I found it to be very crass, uncalled for, and disrespectful. I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist, but with theories that eventually proved true. And I had the feeling that people were putting her up to this. It was too focused and persistent. And even though she was dating someone with a history of domestic abuse, she kept mentioning Floyd's domestic violence cases and kept calling him out. Not cool. I felt maybe she should cut that out and stop listening to whatever groups are trying to run agendas through her and focus on her more likely challengers ahead. She chose to keep it going until the karma gods decided to give her the award they had in store for her.
Beautiful. Beautiful. She's hurt. She's in trouble. She's hurt.
When you're new on the block and you decide to behave arrogantly and behave like a bully, man, you better back it up. Not what happened. Her next venture out to the octagon after all those awards and all that trash talk, she got backed up. In her 2-round battle with Holly Holm, that fight was like a Rocky movie where the villain got smacked up with a vengeance. It wasn't even close. It wasn't even an upset like when Brock Lesnar fought Frank Mir for the first time, where Lesnar looked like he was about to go to work, but got locked in a hole and had to submit. Ronda, going toe-to-toe, just got outclassed, outworked, outperformed, and knocked about in shocking fashion. And then knocked out. The knockout was poetic justice in every way you can think of. For example, Dana White loves to encourage his athletes to keep calling out boxers, and Ronda was talking trash like she could step up into boxing and do as much damage in the boxing ring as in the octagon. Always trying to call out and show up boxing instead of respecting the fact that they're two different disciplines. Well, poetic justice would have it so that Holly Holm just happens to be a former boxing champion, with boxing formerly her main discipline, skills from which was used to completely embarrass Ronda. Look at Holmes using the footwork and switching angles, making Ronda look like an amateur. Maybe now the boxing rhetoric will cease. In response, possibly genuine or possibly facetious, Floyd is reported to have offered to help Ronda with her boxing. In general, the conversations have been getting way out of control and stupid, with promoted and heavily covered conversation involving retired fighters versus active fighters, female fighters versus male fighters, MMA fighters versus boxing fighters, and so on. It's just getting wild and ridiculous. In a way, a Ronda Rousey loss in her own arena inadvertently put things back on track a bit. Running after Floyd might not happen so much anymore. In short, when someone has been in the game at least 15 years longer than you, has beaten over 24 world champions, holds world championship belts in multiple divisions, and is undefeated, you should keep your mouth shut, have a little sportsmanlike respect, and stay in your lane until at least your resume looks remotely close. And what a sweet girl Holly Holm is. No, I don't know her personally, but we've seen her receive nothing but rude attacks and disrespect from Rousey, and she's never once returned a bad word. Very, very noble. Holm made her victory about her and all her hard work, not an in-your-face taunt to anyone else. And if you do take that route, that is an option that's okay in a sport that accepts brashness, but you better keep winning. No hate from me. I'd like to see Ronda return to the ring, but with a little more class and respect. I hope this was a lesson learned. Stay out of the agendas. Stop calling out male boxers when you have more than plenty to worry about. And stop broadcasting the domestic issues of other people when your hands aren't clean. God doesn't like ugly. There are many traps out there and people trying to pull you into their cause, and it could get messy. Concentrate on what's important and come back the right way. Looking forward to it.